Homelessness in Chicago has tripled since 2023 as illegal aliens flood city shelters. Now, there's a few things that's contributing to the homelessness in Chicago. Number one, you have a Marxist socialist mayor that y'all voted for. The people of Chicago voted for, so that's on y'all. Two, the sanctuary cities. You are a sanctuary city. You all voted for that. It's something y'all voted for. So really, it's the people's fault, the people of Chicago's fault that this is happening. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that. They need to give. They need to stop voting blue and bring in someone to actually clean up this city. Again, we're gonna talk a little bit about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway pundit Spin Q, and he reports that homelessness in Chicago has tripled over the past year as illegal aliens continue to arrive in the city in overwhelming numbers. According to the latest study conducted by the federal government, the number of homeless people out on the streets has risen by a staggering 200% since early 2023. The Center Square reports, with annual survey used by the federal government to track such trends, researchers also note that as more than 35,000 migrants pour into the city, the number of individuals living in the city shelters or on city streets tripled, and the number of longtime homeless residents spiked by 25%. So I wonder if this is just the regular homeless going up because they're taking all the resources, they're giving all the resources to illegal immigrants is what I think is going on here. So people don't have the resources. The regular people of Chicago don't have the resources to deal with it because their system is now tailored towards illegal immigrants. But in all, nearly 19,000 people lacked a permanent place to sleep at the time of the survey, after the number of unhoused individuals across the city had largely held steady over the prior decade. So think about this. You're a American citizen, down on your luck, and you have no resources. But they have people coming into this country illegally and getting all the resources. How is this fair? How is this right? Migrants who have taken advantage of the Biden regime's open border policy are typically bused to Chicago or other major cities such as New York, Los Angeles, and Denver. However, Illinois remains one of the most popular destinations, with authorities spending a staggering $1 billion worth of taxpayers' money on providing the illegal aliens with free shelter, healthcare, food, education, and various other costs. Many local residents, including black communities that typically support Democratic candidates, have expressed their anger and disgust at the situation. Again, black folk, people of Chicago, y'all voted for this. You voted for these policies and you voted for these people. We tried to warn you in advance that this was going to happen, but now the chickens come home to roost and y'all don't know what to do. Y'all are lost. But back in March, Chicago voters rejected a proposed tax hike in a referendum which far-left Mayor Brandon Johnson had claimed was needed to continue funding the lifestyles of those who have entered the country illegally. Speaking after the results were confirmed, Johnson blamed the outcome on supporters of Donald Trump. Mind you, this is blue Chicago. A lot of black people live here, and you blaming it on Donald Trump. Come on, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It has everything to do with you and your policies that you created. Y'all created this problem. He said, quote, "It's also not lost on me. I think there were 38,000 Republicans that showed up and voted for Donald Trump or something like that in Chicago." Johnson said, what? That doesn't even make any sense. If we're trying to draw some conclusions and you all want some other, analytics, you might want to discover that might be something to look into, because I'll just say, there's a good chance that played a part on this referendum. No, not people being upset that they won't want to fork out more of their tax dollars. That's not the problem. It's Trump voters. These people are delusional, they're in denial, and they're going to continue destroying the once great city of Chicago if they continue to vote like this and implement these stupid policies and continue to vote the same. Wake up, Chicago. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.